Well, hello again. This is E-Bike Bert out on a beautiful day in early May here. I think it's in the low to mid 70s. Finally getting back out after the bad weather. I'll make a couple of videos today. Today I'll be on both the street riding and some trail riding. Feels good to get back out. I think it's about 3 in the afternoon or 2:30, 3 in the afternoon, something like that. I blow the cobwebs out of the bike. Nice sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. I've got all my safety equipment on. Good pair of shoes, long pants. My Exonito helmet, my Night Rider flashing light, and my bike light is on consistent. The flashing light is letting people know I'm coming towards them, gets their attention, although I pointed a little bit down on the street so it doesn't blind people. I had one walker coming towards me during the day and said, "Man, that thing is bright." So I adjusted it to point more down rather than straight ahead. I didn't realize it was that bright in the day, but it is. Got my camera on, recording obviously. And I've got it tied into my cell phone so I can look down. I see exactly what the camera sees. Constantly watching behind me. I have a side view rear mirror that's on my left handlebar. It's an extension off the handlebar which you can't see, but it's there, and I watch it. I watch it very closely for security and safety reasons. And as you can probably see, the trees have budded and the leaves are out. Once they come, it doesn't take them long. Doesn't take them long, which is pretty cool. Now I want to remind you that we are under the Idaho stop law. You will see me go through stop signs, but I am required to slow down and yield. Now that time I stopped because the car was coming, but I'm not required to stop, but I am required to slow down and yield. Now we're on one of my favorite trails. There are a couple of dogs here. I think I'll slow down. On your right. Very good, thank you. Again, what I watch for is wires coming out of their ears, which means they have an earbud on, which also means they can't hear me. And a reminder that my bell is louder than it sounds on the video, and the curves and the steepness of the trail up and down is steeper than it looks, because when I'm riding on the bike is parallel with the path, and so going up a steep hill or going down like I am now, it looks level. It isn't. Beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day. Anyway, what I'd like to cover a few things today for you, especially if you're new and contemplating buying an e-bike. some of the pointers. And between a 20 and a 26 inch, this is what I'm writing is my Avington Adventure, not Adventure, but Adventure .2. They have a .3 out now with a few upgrades. Not a lot, but a few. Yeah, I think we'll go down this way. But some pointers now. What's the best? What's the best e-bike you can buy? Well, that depends on you. Oh. Here's a steep hill, so I'm going to push the throttle down. This is really steep. There we go. The best e-bike for you is the one that's best for you. This is a 26-inch nub fat tire. I have not ridden the 20-inch yet, but I think the 20-inch is going to be a lot easier to maneuver. But I do recommend the fat tire. It absorbs the shock. So these are the tips for buying an e-bike. And most bike shops you can go to and you can test ride the bike. Now in Minnesota, on the trail like I'm on, the e-bike is legal, even though the sign to the entrance of the trail says no motorized vehicles. But under Minnesota law, I have researched it, and I have a copy of it in my carrier. This bike is legal, and e-bikes are legal on these paths if you have a maximum motor of 750 watt. You can't go over to that. They make up to 2,000 watts, and you can't use those on the trail. You can use them on the street, but not the trail. So I suggest you get a 750 watt. I weigh 195 pounds. This bike is 77 pounds, so we're around 270 pounds. I have not tested a 500 watt, but there are some hills where this bike with the 750 watt will work to get up. Now I'm riding on pedal assist turbo, and I do 90%. I got some folks there. Hello. I do 90% of my riding with the throttle. So you want a class 2, which is a throttle bike. Now some class 3s have throttles. And the definition of class 3, I won't get into it now, is kind of foggy. But I suggest a class 2, which will have a throttle. And getting going, or I should say it this way, the times you're more apt to fall are the times you're stopping, coming to a stop, or starting. So starting, the throttle helps you getting up to speed quicker and shortens your time that you're going to fall. Now there's usually 3, 4, or 5 levels of pedal assist. One being you got to pedal more, and then of course on up to the turbo is pedaling less, or I'm not pedaling because I'm using the throttle. Beautiful day. Hey guys. Okay, some of the things you should be looking for. Now all the bikes, the handlebars and the seat and the seat stem are adjustable, so it can be adjusted to your height. But some of the things you want to look for is 180 millimeter disc brakes, and they come in both standard and hydraulic. I highly recommend the hydraulic brake. The standard disc brake will stop the bike, but the hydraulic makes it a lot easier to stop. Yes, it is a hydraulic, and that's what this bike is. The left grip, I don't think you can see it, is your front brake, and the right squeeze grip is your rear brake. And most of your braking power will be in your front brake or the left. But you want to learn to use both of them simultaneously and kind of feather them together to come to a smooth stop. You don't want to just lock them up. That can cause to flip you. Coming to a tunnel here, I always like to ring my bell in case someone's coming out. It's going over, I don't know what street it's going over, but you can see it there on the video. It's Saturday, so there's a little more traffic than what I like to ride on Mondays. And coming up here is a pretty deep rut. A couple times I forgot about it, and there it is. I just about got thrown off my bike. Ugh. Okay, so that's what you want for brakes. A 20 or a 26-inch fat tire, depends. The fat tires are going to help eat up the bumps. They'll also help if you ride on gravel, which I don't do much of, but with the fat tire, knobby fat tire bikes, I will ride the gravel, but I don't like it because the bikes get squirrely. Okay. Now the bike has a headlight on it, which I have on consistently, and it also has an accessory which put on, the night rider light on my left there, which I have in a flashing mode. And this bike has tail lights and turn signals, which are always on. The more you can have your safety, the better off you are. My Xenito helmet here has a white light in the front and a flashing amber light in the back, which I didn't put on, but it does have it. Now, in the old days, there were girls' bikes, and I mean the 1950s. Yep, I'm 81, a super senior. In the old days, the girls' bikes didn't have the bar across the top. Those were the boys' bikes. And the girls' bikes didn't have that. It was kind of a drop bar. Now that's gone away. No such thing as girls and boys' bikes. There's a step over and a step through. For us older guys, and I prefer the step through. Getting on and off the bike is much more easy and less apt to fall. Now I'm stop sign. I didn't stop for the sign. I stopped because I wanted to talk a little bit, and there's a pedestrian in front of me. By the way, I've said this before, I reiterate it. Minnesota trails, pedestrians have the right of way. Aye. On your left. I'm slow.
Wow, that's a good deal.
Yeah, pedestrians have the right of way. Now, I will usually call out on your left, not to tell them to get out of my way. I can't do that. But I just warned that I'm coming. And as you probably heard, I also said I'm going slow. And then I do slow down. I do slow down. On your left. Usually they'll respond, but if they have the earbuds, in each ear, they can't hear me. I've had people say, well, I can hear. No, you can't. I know you can't. Okay, now, here comes the family. Cool. I love to see that. Hi, guys. That's great. I love to see families out riding. I love it. I forgot my train of thought here. Oh. Safety, safety, safety. You can hear my tires humming. Now, some people don't like that. So that's okay. You get a different tire. But I don't mind it. Because I have the front shocks. I forget their 30 or 40 millimeter travel eats up an enormous amount of bumps, especially when you're going up a curb and so forth. So I highly recommend front shock absorbers. I remember one person told me once, well, those shocks that's weight you don't need. Well, he was riding a road bike, so, so I suppose on a road bike you don't. But they eat up a lot of vibration, a lot of bumps. I have a Sun Tour Pro seat stem, which is adjustable, which is a shock absorber. My tush loves cush, and I adjust it so I get a lot of shock absorber in my stem, and that usually doesn't come with the bike, though some bikes do. But the Sun Pro, and there are others, you can spend all you want on them, but the one I've got on my bike was about 115 bucks, and for the cushy ride it gives me, to me it's worth it. Okay, those are some of the features I feel are necessary. The front shocks, 16 or 20, 16 or 26 or 16, 20, I'm sorry, 26 or 20-inch wheels, fat tire, front shocks, class 2 with the throttle, your lights, Sun Tour seat stem, and then you can add all sorts of things that you want. See, I'm coming up on a couple, so I'll ring the bell and call out. On your left. I'm slowing down. Thank you. I always slow down.